What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and today I'm going to talk about, the narcissists, and, don't take revenge on the narcissists. Just walk away. It's what you got to do, and this is something I've struggled with a lot, just the anger, and, I did walk away, and I got them out of my life, and I did that, and I stonewalled them, and I don't give them an inch, and I've definitely made points to not eat lunch with certain people, not hang out with certain people, not call certain people, not text certain people. I had to block a lot of numbers, all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of anger and frustration lingering in the background, and even just thinking about this video, and making it and stuff, like a lot of feelings of anger rose up, and it'll be on the weekend or something like that. I'm getting up, maybe my day's kind of empty, I don't have a lot of stuff to do, and just going to the grocery store or whatever, and I will feel this anger just start to come up in me, this just anger and frustration, because the stuff they did to us was so ridiculous, and the stuff our own families did to us was ridiculous, and you're born into a family. What can you do about that, and just a lot of these situations were very unfair, were very ridiculous, and these people acted like friends. They should have been friends. They should have been better people, but it was all a weird game. It was all manipulation. It was all just a whole bunch of ridiculousness, and on some level, you love these people. If they're your family, you loved your family. If they were a romantic partner or, husband, wife, whatever it is, you love that person. If they were a close friend, or someone you thought was a friend, you had love for that person, and I tried to be real and cool and, do the right thing and be respectful and all this type of stuff. And they just tried to use that as a way to control me, and they tried to just guilt trip me and to try to slowly but surely take control of my life when I thought they were a friend. I thought they were cool. I thought they were a decent person. And, it's very, very angering when you give a lot to this person and you're trying to make the relationship work, and they're just trying to turn you into a doormat and take advantage of you, and they're trying to boss you around and control you and be all weird and stuff. They're trying to start up all these fights and arguments, and they're trying to sabotage you. They're trying to, attack your reputation. They're constantly doing weird little veiled threats and weird little stuff to kind of make you feel not put at ease, and stuff to make you feel nervous and weird. And, you really think back on it, it's very angering. It's very angering that these little cockroaches, these little freaking creeps, these little creeps did this to you, did this to me, There's a lot of anger and frustration I feel, and, my mind's gone to some bad places, thinking about this, really slapping these people around, really hurting them, Your mind starts to go to places where you think about, taking people in the basement, tying them up and doing weird stuff to them, my mind thinks about shoving their head in a toilet full of, my own excrement, My mind goes into bad places thinking about revenge and thinking about wanting to hurt these people. And, these are just fantasies. These are just things I think about. But it's a lot to let go of the anger. But I'm glad I didn't do any of that, because if I did, for one, I'd be in jail. And for two, I'd still be trapped in the situation, in the relationship. And I wouldn't move forward in life. And the thing is they're trying to, make this tally of offenses that you've done against them, especially covert narcissists. They do this a lot. So they got this list of that one time you said something insulting to them because they pissed you off. Oh, he insulted me. He told me this, and they got this tally, the time you didn't answer their text messages or whatever, and the time you told them you thought they were just dumb or crazy, or just the times you told them to bugger off and stuff, and he insulted me and I was so offended, and they're keeping this tally of stuff. So to especially covert narcissists to try to be a victim and stuff, and if you hit back, so to speak, or you're gonna hit back, but if you lash out at them and freak out at them and do something crazy and do physical harm to them or start screaming at them a bunch or whatever. And I've screamed at them before and stuff, like I've done that, you know, but if you take that too far, like they're gonna really they're gonna use that as more ammunition in their bag, and they're gonna be more of, and even if it's not like, you know, even if you don't get in trouble for it or you get away with it, it's gonna be, oh, I'm more of a victim, I'm a victim. Especially the covert narcissists, I'm a victim, or they'll try to get you back, or it's just going to make the situation worse. It's like being stuck in quicksand. You don't want to struggle against the quicksand. You're going to sink in deeper, and you're going to get more stuck with this person. Like, the more negativity you put in, you're going to be sucked into that black hole of negativity that narcissist is, you know? You really will. And they'll try to drag you into fights and arguments, and they'll try to really pull you down and drag you down. And, you know, you need to get out, and you need to get out as fast as possible. And again, trying to, you know, hurt them, or trying to get revenge on them, or trying to get even with them, or whatever, just don't even do it, you know? And for one, it's like, you're not going to receive closure with these people. There's no closure with the narcs, you know? It's not like they're going to finally admit they were wrong or whatever. Like, no. You just got to get out. And for me, it's like, I hate disrespectful people. I can't stand disrespectful people. And with the narcissist, it's like, I want to slap them in line and teach them respect and show them, you know? But they're not going to learn that lesson, you know? And a lot of it with narcissists, it's like, I do, like, that is the response. That is something I think about. Like, I want to slap the crap out of this person. And the problem is society enables narcissists. They have enablers around them who enable it. And if we had a society that was actually built around respect and truth and love and kindness and good attributes and stuff, like, yeah, narcissists would get slapped. But we don't, so they don't, you know? And in the end of the day, the only thing you can really slap them with is rejecting them and leaving them and never talking to them again. And they're addicted to you. They're addicted to me. They're addicted to all of us. I've had insane paragraphs texted to me. I've, you know, had them try to reach out through a friend of a friend. And I know for a fact that these people are, you know, really, really suffering mentally and emotionally without me, you know? They're completely cooked. They were cooked to begin with. And it's like, now that last chance to be normal, that last chance to repent, that last chance to make changes is gone. And they are damned. They are doomed. They will fall into the pit of hell. And their existence is hell. And they're extremely unhappy, weird people. And that's why they act so creepy and strange and manipulative and controlling and just destructive and, you know, yeah. But, you know, there is, you know, and I really wish our society would do more stuff to discipline these people and to do things to not have these situations occur. But again, our society is extremely enabling toward narcissists, and you know, narcissists don't tend to get punished, whether it's being rejected by a community or going to jail or, I don't know, whatever it is, you know, whatever punishment would look like, losing their job or whatever. Like, these things do eventually happen to them. It does catch up to them, believe you me, it does, and bad things do happen to them, but it takes a while, you know. And there's a lot of enablers and bystanders and, you know, yeah, but you just got to walk away. And you got to walk away from not just the narcissist themselves, but all their enablers, all their bystanders, all the people around them. You got to just walk away from them. You got to leave, you know. You can't have any of these people in your life. They're all compromised, is the truth. And, you know, a lot of them might seem nice and stuff, but they're also hanging out with the narcissist too. And you could be friends with me, or you could be friends with the narcissist. You can't be friends with both of us, you know. That's just not going to work. It's not going to work out like that, you know. So yeah, you just got to get them all out. And the best revenge is to move on in your life. The best revenge is to go to heaven. The best revenge is to, you know, have your own peace. the best revenge is to heal. You know, the best revenge is to, you know, be in a better place in life. That's really the best revenge. The best revenge is not going out there and, you know, beating them up or lashing out at them or, you know, trying to get them back. That's going to just make the situation worse. It's going to make you look bad. It's just not going to make things better. And there's a big temptation to want to do that, though, you know. But for now, we got to hold our peace. And look, God in heaven's going to punish them. Like, they're going to go to hell for all eternity. Like, it doesn't matter, like, bar none. Like, they have chosen eternal damnation. They have chosen Satan. So the revenge is going to come from God himself, too. And all their enablers and all the bystanders who sat there and didn't care and all the people who enabled them and whatever, they're going to follow them into hell, too, you know? Like, so, I mean, divine punishment and divine retribution is going to come for these people. Like no question about it, you know? So it's not it's not up to us to necessarily strike back at them. It's not up to us to get back at them. And the thing about narcissists is they know how to be like assholes, but not, quote unquote, not get in trouble. They know how to say a nasty comment that's nasty, but maybe not nasty enough to raise serious eyebrows. They know how to take covert jabs. They know how to do all this sneaky little under the surface, below the belt crap. They're very good at it. It's what they have dedicated their life to. It's their craft. It's their life work. It's just being disgusting and nasty. And don't engage with them in that game of manipulation. Like, don't engage with them in their cockroach rat games that they play. Like, just don't do it. Don't try to get them back or whatever. Like, just walk away. Just say, nope, not ever talking to that person again. Exit, block their number, and just be done with them, you know? Because, like, trying to get them back, like, it keeps you stuck. Like, I've heard of so many people saying, like, I just need to win this one, you know, argument or whatever, you know, or I just need to straighten this one thing out with them. And it's like, you're not going to straighten that out. You need to get them to apologize for this one thing. Like, they're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. And if they do, it's going to be a fake apology, and they're just going to hoodwink you, and then they're going to, you know, redact it or take it back, or, oh, sorry, but, you know, and they're just going to play games with you. So it's more games, it's more manipulation, it's more just bullcrap, you know? So, you know, trying to get even with them, trying to get one in on them, even if you do hit them back or whatever, like, it keeps you in the relationship. It keeps you in the situation. It keeps you in the BS. Like, I'm telling you, trying to hit back against them, it pulls you into that. Like, you have to walk away from them, get a lot of distance between you and them, and never let them back in your life ever again, you know? That's the bottom line. You can't let any more narcissists in your life either, you know? It's a spiritual battle, you know? There's so many of these people out there, and yeah, you know, it's like your whole, after dealing with this, your whole character changes, all the people pleasing goes away, and you become somebody different, you know? And I'll talk about that more in other videos, but this whole process brings about massive, you know, change within you and stuff, and change within us, and it's just kind of part of it. We're different now, you know, and like, we're damaged too, you know? We're damaged bad. Like, I'll watch some other people's channels who do narcissist videos, and I'll see some people they're just not looking good, you know? They're looking screwed up, you know? And because, like, emotional pain is no joke. Like, I would rather have someone steal $10,000. I'd rather have all my bank account stolen from than have to have some stupid narcissistic relationship and be stabbed in the back and be tricked by somebody and go through all the control and manipulation and abuse and all the verbal abuse and all the nasty things they say. And, you know, rather than having to go through all that, I'd rather have all my money in my bank account just get stolen by some scammers or whatever, you know? I'd rather have that. Again, I'd rather be beaten up by a mob of guys. I'd rather be beaten by a mob of thugs, you know, beaten down and stomped out. I'd rather have that happen to me than deal with a narcissistic relationship and some narcissistic BS and narcissistic romance, narcissistic friends, narcissistic family, whatever, you know. I'd much rather have that happen to me. And I wouldn't want those things to happen to myself, but I'm just trying to make a point that the emotional pain is no joke. You know, the emotional pain it's excruciatingly painful to be stabbed in the back like that. Like, the things the narcissists do are truly gross and disgusting and evil and creepy and sadistic and nasty and disgusting. You know, they really are disgusting little cockroaches. They really are disgusting little rats, you know. And they don't care. They're trying to trap you in a trauma bond. They're trying to, you know, get you to have this Stockholm syndrome, or I don't even know how to describe it. Separate video, but they're trying to just enmesh you. You know, they're trying to get you to feel bad for them and see them as a hero, and the whole thing's confusing. And I really think it comes down to the devil. Satan's the ultimate narcissist, so all the crap Satan does, trying to be a false hero, trying to scare people, whatever it is, all this crap they're trying to do, it's the devil's playbook. You know, it's a satanic, dark, nasty playbook they're using against you. And I think that's just kind of what's in their heart. Although they probably are up here choosing to do this stuff too, you know. So I don't know. It's complicated. I haven't figured it all out. I'll make more videos about it, but the point is they do a lot of damage. They do a lot of psychological and emotional damage. It's no joke, and you want to get that back, you know. And like I'm telling you guys, God sees this, and when it comes to the day of judgment, I mean, hell for all eternity, you know, and their lives are going to become hell. And you know, again, I've just seen from people trying to get back in touch with me by any means necessary, and I've heard stories of other people who've had, I don't know, I heard a story about a lady who had a narcissistic ex-boyfriend, and he's calling her from, you know, because she blocked his one number, and you know, he's calling her from these like other numbers, and he's making up new numbers to just try to get through and stuff. And you know, like it's stuff like they really like losing us was the worst thing that could ever happen to them, like, because it's just a downward spiral, because we were genuine and cool with them, and we thought we were trying to be a good friend and be nice and stuff, and they abused that, and now they have lost the only good person in their life. They've lost the only friend they've ever had. They've lost the only decent person they've ever had. Like, they've lost the only good romantic partner they've ever had, you know. Like, when we walk away, they lose it all, you know. And seriously, like, get them out of your life, you know. Get these people the frick out of your life, you know. You got to get them out. You got to get rid of them. You do, because the more they're enmeshed in you and the more time you've had to spend around them, the worse it gets, you know. It really does. And I mean, do it by any means necessary too. Like, be smart, you know. Don't do anything dumb you don't need to do, or don't do anything crazy, you know. But do whatever you got to do to get out of that. If you got to leave in the middle of the night, just pack your bags without them knowing, you know. Do it for real. If there's someone who breaks the law and you can get them arrested, whatever, and you have evidence of crimes they've committed, do it. Get their ass thrown in jail, whatever, you know. Whatever it is, whatever way you have, you know, get them out, you know, get them out of your life. And I mean, I'm serious about, because I had a situation with a narcissist, and when I left, it was this whole thing of, you know, this person was, you know, I talked about this in other videos, but someone I met through the church who was studying to be a minister and all this crap. And I remember when I'm leaving, you know, this person was a roommate, and I trusted them, shouldn't have, but, you know, whatever, love bombing, fake stuff. I was struggling with money. They were buying me stuff, you know, giving me money and food and whatever, you know. I don't want to get too into that, but, you know, yeah. And I remember this person was like, you're going to be homeless, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I mean, it didn't happen, but it's like, this person would legit, like, wanted to destroy my life because they couldn't have possession over me, because this freaking pig, this freaking insect, this nasty spider could not have ownership. Yeah, that's what they want. They want ownership. You know, they want ownership and control. And, you know, they don't want to be alone with themselves. They desperately do not. And, you know, I can get more into that story, but I remember just leaving, blocking the number, figuring out about the flying monkeys, blocking their numbers too, and just being like, I gotta shut this whole thing out, you know? I gotta shut this whole situation down. And, you know, and I remember feeling very angry, very frustrated, just like nobody cared, you know? And nobody was on my side. I mean, God was on my side, and there were people who helped me out and stuff. I'm not gonna say there aren't, but not really. Like, it was more like when I said, this is a problem, and not just like brought it up or tried to have a conversation about it. When I'm like, this is a problem, and I'm leaving and I'm done, and then people were like, oh, let's help you out, but before that, they were just like, whatever, you know, and people knew what was going on and stuff and didn't care. And, you know, it's very angering. It's very frustrating. It's very gross, you know, and it's incredibly damaging. It's incredibly hurtful, you know. I was incredibly hurt by this, and I've read people's comments and watched other people's videos and, you know, talked with some people online, exchanged emails with some people and stuff, and like, this crap is so damaging. It's so hurtful. It's so painful. It's so, like, just gross, you know? It's so awful. And, you know, you gotta just get away from it. You gotta get away from it. You gotta block it out. You gotta just say no and not allow that kind of person or that kind of energy to get any kind of a foothold in your life, you know? And the thing is like, they're thinking about you. They're tripping about you. They're this, they're that. Like, they are, you know? Like, don't get that wrong, you know? They're obsessed with us. They're obsessed over us. Like, you know, like I talked about earlier, about all these text messages I would get, and that lady's story she told me about the ex-boyfriend calling her on all these different numbers and doing all this different insane crap, you know? And it's just, we do need to be the bigger people. Because if we go back and we take revenge and we do all this stuff, we're not being bigger. We're going down to their level. We're stooping down to their level, and we're being dragged down into BS, and our own morals and our own ethics are being, you know, decayed and are being sundered. And I think that's what a lot of them wanted. Like, I think a lot of narcissists, in my life at least, maybe other people haven't had this, but I really think a lot of narcissists in my life wanted to, like, bring out this angry, controlling, creepy, domineering. It's like they wanted to get that side out of me, you know? I don't know. It's complicated. I've had a lot of covert narcissists I've had to deal with, so that might just be something that I've personally found, but I really feel like it's like they wanted to turn me into a narcissist, and they wanted to drag me down to their level. And, you know, the thing about it also is, like, these narcissists, they had some girl they knew, and they were trying to get me to date her, and, like, they were really trying to, that's kind of a separate video, but they were really trying to, like, take my life over and really become, like, this fixture in my life and become my main supporters and my only friends, and really trying to pull me into their own weird world. That's a separate video. I'll talk about that too, but it's just, man, you know, just walk away, you know? And, like, there's some of these people that they do deserve to be slapped. They do need to be slapped. They do. And God is going to slap them, and it's not going to be fun, you know? And their lives are going to go to hell. And they will go to hell. And I can say, like, it's not good circumstances that are going to come to them in their life. Like, a lot of bad luck, bad karma, God's punishment, whatever you want to call it. Like, cosmic justice is coming to them. And for us, it's our responsibility to seek out God, be close to God, be good people. And we do have to, you know, forgive and let go and move on, as hard as it is. And forgive doesn't mean reconcile. Forgive doesn't mean, oh, we're friends again. And no, it doesn't mean that. It just means I'm past that crap. I've let that shit go, and I've moved on in my life, you know. And it's a hard thing to do, you know. And I talk about this in other videos, but just because we can forgive someone, that doesn't mean God's going to forgive them, you know. And for these people, God will not forgive them. And, like, I'm serious. Like, cosmic justice is coming to them. And, you know, the fires of hell will consume them. And it's not about to be a fun thing for them at all. And, you know, they're very good at putting on a mask and hiding things and acting like things are good and great and happy and whatever. And I can tell a story of this when I had a narcissist I was dealing with, and I was finally done with this fool, and I yelled on him, and I'm like, you're a liar, you're this, you're fake, you're a fraud. I started just yelling at him, and he kind of walks away and kind of does this little, I'm sorry, we have a disagreement, you know, and he kind of like walks away and does that. I hear through the grapevine later that he went to the hospital, to the emergency room for heart, like, palpitations or something. So, you know, they're shook as hell. You know, don't think they're not. They're shook as hell. They're scared as hell. They're messed up as hell, you know. Their whole system is out of order, you know. They are completely messed up people, mentally, emotionally, physically. They're way out of regulation. Everything about them is just screwed up to the max, you know. So they're going to have to live with themselves, and they're going to have to pay the price, and they're going to have to be alone with themselves, and they're not able to do that. They're not going to be able to hold that. And, you know, they're going to start, you know, having really bad things happen to them. Health issues, financial issues, job loss, homelessness, jail, imprisonment, you know, being ostracized from their community, you know. They're going to have all these things happen to them. And, you know, our job is just to cut them out, cut the flying monkeys out, cut them all out, and step to the side and move on. And because, like, as I said before earlier, like, if you take revenge, it's like they thrive on negativity. They thrive on fights and arguments and drama and crap. And when you, like, are trying to get back on them and take revenge on them, and it's like you're still very focused on them. It's like your mind is still, like, on them in a bad way, you know. Your mental attention, your attention of your heart, your intentionality is still very focused on that person in a very bad, negative, and low way, you know. And you don't want that. You want to be focused on good things, your future, your goals, God. You know, you want to be focused on good, positive things. You don't want to be focused on the negativity of the past, you know. So you want to, and it's not an easy process to let this stuff go. It's really not. And, you know, we took the damages, you know, and it's just, it's painful. It really is. And, you know, but again, like, trying to hit back will usually drag you back into it. Trying to hit back will usually hinder progress from getting out, you know. And you might need to raise your voice at them. And, like, I'm not saying if this fool shows up, you see him somewhere, they try to talk to you, you got to say, get away from me, you know. And you do need to firmly put your feet in the ground and say, no, get the F out of here, you know. You do need to do that. You certainly do. So I'm not saying don't be assertive or don't be tough or don't be dominant when you deal with them. Definitely do all that. But just don't try to, like, stab them back, hit them back, cut them back. And because you don't want to do the thing where they say some mean, nasty stuff to you and hit you with some mean, nasty comment. You go, oh, yeah? Well, you're this. And you don't want to do that, you know? You want to just leave. Because doing that will, again, and then people will, oh, it's two people fighting, and you want to walk away, you know? Because that's what the bystanders do. The bystanders will, and this is a separate video, but I'm going to talk on this too. The bystanders will just say, oh, it's two people fighting. Oh, they have a bad relationship. Oh, it's in the, they'll do that. And it's like, you're watching someone get robbed and beaten, and you're like, oh, there's two sides to that, No, there isn't, So you got to really also do that for the bystanders. So the bystanders will go, oh, shit, like, we were wrong about that one, You got to do that too. So, yeah, and also, like, if you hit back, now all their enablers and all this crap, now you're having a fight against them and the enablers and whatever. Because I remember I had that, and now I'm getting weird text messages from somebody I thought was cool, and I'm like, all right, this person's an enabler. Great, and block that person too, whatever. Like, you're done as well. But yeah, their whole little network, their creepy little network of enablers and flying monkeys and whatever, now those people will come out of the woodwork and they'll gang up on you, and they'll say, well, actually, he's had a very hard time, and, well, he's this, or, she whatever, and blah, 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 so that will happen too once you hit back and try to take revenge, Their enablers will show up. So I'm serious, just let them rot, Let them rot, that's what's going to happen. You step away, they are going to rot in their own pathetic, gross, creepy lives, That's the best revenge, You go to heaven, you go to good things in life, you grow, you heal, you do better, you do good works on this earth, and they do evil and they rot, and they're lonely, and they're angry, and they're miserable, and they're scared, and they're shook to the core, and they're filled with shame and humiliation and embarrassment, and they hate themselves, and we have self-esteem, we have self-love. That's the real revenge. You build your self-esteem up, you individuate, you become cool with who you are, and you grow as a person. And, that's really what they were trying to block you from doing the whole time, is growing as a person and becoming who you're supposed to be. So they're trying to trap you in all these control games and mind games and all this BS and love bombing and false promises and trying to buy your affection and trying to do this and that and all this dumb crap, and it's to hinder your progress, because they've already given their lives over to Satan. They are Satan's slaves. They are Satan's little flies, They are little bugs in the spider web of Satan in the end of the day, They are, and we're not, we're with God, we're free, we're empowered. We're not in prison like they are, we're not trapped like they are. And, you don't want to go back into prison, to get them, and that's kind of what it's like, getting revenge on them. It's like, let's say, you're living a street life, a gang life, whatever, and there's some dude who does you wrong or whatever, and he's in jail. So now you do a crime to go to jail so you can beat this guy up or shank this guy or whatever. Like, don't do that. That fool's in prison. You're not. You're free, No reason for that, So, yeah. I think I'm probably going to end it here, but, God bless you all. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate everybody. It's much love for you all. And, yeah,